Wrestling fans, the WWE Universe has been shaken to its very core, and tonight we are bringing you the most heartbreaking story in wrestling history. What began as a high-octane, action-packed clash in Paris event has ended in unimaginable tragedy as Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the powerhouse of this generation, has tragically passed away following a brutal in-ring encounter with Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. This is not a storyline. This is not part of the script. This is the devastating reality that has left fans, colleagues, and the entire wrestling world gasping in disbelief. Reports confirm that the sequence of moves, designed to thrill the audience, spiraled completely out of control, crossing the line from spectacle into real-life danger. Despite the immediate intervention of medical staff, despite every effort to stabilize him, Roman Reigns succumbed to catastrophic injuries. The moment doctors pronounced him dead, shockwaves exploded not only through WWE, but across the globe. Social media instantly erupted. Hashtags like hashtag RIP Roman Reigns, hashtag Tribal Chief Forever, and hashtag WW mourns trending worldwide within minutes, while clips of his final moments went viral as fans desperately dissected each frame of the match to understand how such a tragedy could happen. Backstage, the fallout was nothing short of chaos. Triple H collapsed in tears as the devastating news was delivered to him directly by WWE's doctor. Witnesses described him as inconsolable, muttering Roman's name repeatedly, unable to process the reality of losing someone who is not only a top star but also a brother in arms. The locker room was drowned in grief. Seth Rollins, Charlotte Flair, AJ Lee, and countless others were shattered beyond words. Hugging, crying, and standing in stunned silence, they realized they had lost far more than a performer. They had lost a leader, a mentor, and a guiding force who had shaped the modern WWE landscape. The images of Triple H with his head in his hands, surrounded by colleagues who could barely console him, have become the defining image of this tragedy, a stark reminder that behind the lights, the chants, and the storylines are real people putting their lives on the line. Across the world, fans responded in unison. From Paris to Tokyo, New York to London, vigils have begun forming. Outside the very arena where the tragedy struck, thousands of fans gathered with candles, chanting Roman's name, holding signs that read "Forever the Tribal Chief" and "WWE lost a legend." Online, video compilations of Roman's greatest moments, his championship victories, unforgettable promos, and dominant matches circulated endlessly, fans sharing stories of how he inspired them to keep fighting, to never give up, to find strength in adversity. The tragedy has sparked urgent conversations within WWE and beyond. Executives immediately launched investigations into in-ring safety, medical readiness, and high-risk maneuvers. Reed and Breaker, the superstars involved, are said to be traumatized, struggling under the weight of guilt and grief despite understanding the incident was an accident. WWE has placed them under intensive counseling, acknowledging the immense emotional toll. Meanwhile, creative teams are facing the impossible task of rewriting pay-per-view events, suspending all storylines involving Roman, and crafting tributes that honor his legacy with dignity rather than exploit it. Commentary teams like Michael Cole and Corey Graves have barely been able to hold back tears during live broadcasts, delivering heartfelt tributes that remind fans that Roman was more than just an athlete. He was a father, a leader, and a hero to millions. Industry experts predict that this tragedy will force systemic reforms. Already, medical professionals and safety specialists have been brought in to review every detail of the incident, with promises of new safety standards, emergency readiness, and stricter limits on dangerous stunts. Roman Reigns' death is being treated not just as a devastating loss, but as a wake-up call, a reminder that the risks of professional wrestling are real and that performer safety must come before spectacle. Yet, even as WWE scrambles to respond, the focus remains on honoring the man himself. Plans are already underway for an extensive memorial tribute that will span multiple broadcasts, featuring video retrospectives, interviews with family and colleagues, ceremonial displays of his championship belts, and live appearances from legends and current superstars. Fans worldwide are also creating virtual memorials, posting fan art, tribute videos, and personal stories of how Roman inspired them. The collective mourning is unlike anything seen in WWE before, cementing Roman's status not just as a superstar, but as a cultural icon whose influence stretched far beyond the ring. Triple H, while grieving deeply, is taking the lead in coordinating WWE's response, ensuring that talent are supported with counseling and shaping memorial plans that match the scale of Roman's legacy. Insiders describe him moving through the locker room, consoling performers, sharing stories of Roman's kindness, and reminding everyone that the best way to honor the tribal chief is to stand united. As the world continues to process this heartbreaking loss, one thing is painfully clear: the WWE Universe will never be the same. Roman Reigns wasn't just a wrestler. He was the heartbeat of WWE, the face of an era, and the embodiment of resilience, charisma, and strength. His sudden passing has left a void that can never be filled, but his spirit will forever live on in every chant, every memory, and every fan whose life he touched. Wrestling fans, this is your moment to pay tribute. Drop your memories in the comments, smash that like button in honor of Roman Reigns, subscribe for continuing updates on this tragedy, and let's make sure the legacy of the tribal chief echoes forever. Hashtag RIP Roman Reigns, hashtag Tribal Chief Forever, hashtag WOBMorns.